Imagine being a refugee, like you're escaping a literal war and still making time for racism.
Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. So lovelies, I came by this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys where some group of white people decided to be discriminatory in another country. Guys, I'm just gonna roll the clip as well as the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes, guys. All right lovelies, let's dive into the video.
It's only white people that do this kind of bullshit. You will never hear of black people going to another country and then trying to establish black only spaces. You will never see brown people go to another country and try to have brown only or Asian only or Arab only. There's never that mentality in other groups except for white people. You went to another country because you're fleeing from your own because there's a war, and then you decide that you're going to have white spaces in another country that does not belong to you, that you're seeking refuge in. Another country where you are a refugee and are there because of a tourist visa, because the government has graciously allowed you to be there because they know that you're running away from a war. And because of one stupid man's decision, hundreds and thousands of people's visas are going to be revoked. Because this man decided he wanted a whites only space in Sri Lanka when he's Russian. White people honestly want everybody else to accommodate them anywhere they go in the world, and they believe they're entitled to that. And it honestly pisses me off because no other group in the world does that.
Ye faithful, gather around for another episode of Same Shit, Different Day. When I tell folks out here about my policy about dealing with palm colored people at a very limited capacity or on a one-to-one basis, I really do mean that, because societal standards of what is normality are always going to be set through the eyes of the oppressor, plain and simple. So one thing that the oppressor has set down globally is anti-blackness. That's number one. So dark skin of any kind in any culture of any racial background is going to be demonized, first and foremost. Second, after they've done the demonization of all these different groups based off of not being light enough, and then these groups harboring their personal anti-blackness or anti-darkness, then we go forward into a postmodern society. Technology is roaming, but the ideas of yesteryear still linger in the fucking brain. So, while we go off for that, it is always going to be one simple thing. One simple thing. Audacity. As long as they feel they are in control, or hell, not even in control, as long as they feel that the color of this is maintained up here, audacity is going to be all that they carry with themselves. Now, I'm not saying regular, schmegular, palm colored folks. I'm just talking about the ideas and systems of Dub S. And you wonder why when us black Americans, when we shout out to the world all around us that, hey, these motherfuckers don't like you either, we get told, no, y'all are just criminals. Y'all are just this, y'all are just that. Hey, bucko, they ain't gonna accept you at the picnic. We have more sensibility to invite outsiders to this proverbial fucking cookout, which, stop that. then they will ever invite you to their proverbial picnic. Because guess what? We don't want to be invited to them motherfuckers. Do you know what the terminology of a fucking picnic really is?
Get this straight, the country Sri Lanka, which has predominantly brown people, but some black people in there, was kind enough to open the doors for, predominantly Russians, but also Ukrainians that were fleeing the current conflict. They've got a bit of a lax visa policy. You can come for 30 days, but they keep extending it and stuff like that. So you were fleeing the current conflict that's going on between Russia and Ukraine. You move to the country, and then you are instituting parties that are for just white people. Do you know how crazy that sounds? But then, who's surprised? Because let's not forget, this is the same thing that happened in other parts of the world. And we have the current situation of Israel-Palestine. We have South Africa as a great example, and we have other countries in Africa that face the same situation. So, what does that say? Colonization is just a thing that some people love. The actions just prove that they don't shy away from anything that's going to put them above the population of people that actually there to begin with. How can a country just open themselves to you because they're giving you sanctuary, and then you come there and you're like, nah, but you know what? We just want a party that is white people on. The organizer of the party has come out saying, no, they didn't mean to be racist or any sort of discrimination. It was a bit of a faux pas, whatever the case might be. But it does really stink because there is traction for this. It's just wild. It's just wild. But hey, it is what it is. So
Imagine being a refugee, like you're escaping a literal war and still making time for racism. This is what I mean when I say marginalized people need to stop being so nice, being so accepting, because Sri Lanka accepted Russian refugees only for them to get there and make a white-only club or white-only party. What is wrong with you people?
So you mean to tell me that a bunch of these people escaped their war-torn country to seek refuge in a different country, and the first thing that they figured out was how to segregate themselves from the locals? It just seems like it's such a natural, ingrained, evolutionary state for them. Like, where does it actually come from? I'm just so curious.
Okay, I think what's important to remember here is that oppression is a global project. For those who haven't seen my original video, I was talking about how Russians and Ukrainians are moving to Sri Lanka and setting up like white-only bars and parties. And this person's response is basically like to mind our business. And I've seen a lot of people say this about Palestine as well. Like when black people speak up about Palestine, other black people will be like, why can't we just stay in our own business? And before I continue, I'm going to recommend that you read Freedom is a Constant Struggle by Dr. Angela Davis. And also this book, it's titled How We Get Free, Black Feminism and the Combahee River Collective, and it's edited by Keonga Taylor. I think those books will give you great perspective on just how interconnected all of our struggles for freedom are across the world. Angela Davis's book will give you great perspective on the connections between the Black struggle for liberation and the Palestinian struggle for liberation, and how treatment of Palestinians by the IOF closely mirrors treatment of Black people by the police, by the governing bodies at large. Now, the reason why I talk about How We Get Free is because it mentions how the Combahee River Collective found it essential to create systems of solidarity between third world women, which is an outdated term, basically women of color now as we know it today. And this is all with the understanding that oppression does not happen in a vacuum. That's why we've been building connections between what the IOF is doing to Palestinians and how police departments in the US are being trained by the IOF, and that same technology is being applied to Black bodies to not only police Black bodies but also brutalize Black bodies. So when I call attention to what's happening in Sri Lanka, I'm not doing it so we can be in other people's business for no reason, but with the knowledge that oppression is a global project. If you go to the comment section of that same video, you'll see someone who's in Canada talking about how Russians and Ukrainians are moving to certain parts of Canada that are predominantly Black, and mentioning how they're worse off there than in their war-torn country. Yeah, it's easy to say we should mind our business through all of this. The colonization of the African continent, for example, did not happen in a vacuum. It was part of a larger imperialist agenda where European countries were cutting up parts of the world and taking control of them. Jim Crow in the United States did not happen in a vacuum. Apartheid in South Africa did not happen in a vacuum. And once you start to notice the patterns of colonialism and oppressive control, you'll see just how interconnected all of our struggles are. That's why people have been urging you to pay attention to what's happening with the police in the United States, what's happening in Palestine, what's happening in Congo, what's happening in Sudan, what's happening in Haiti, what's happening all over the world, where systems of oppression are transforming themselves to keep hold of people like us. I completely understand that Black people in the United States have bigger fish to fry. Many people are just worried about living right now, just surviving, considering the cost of living, and I totally get it. But those of us who can't afford the mental space need to be aware and constantly vigilant about what's happening in other areas of the world, because it could be mirroring, it closely is mirroring what's happening here. It's not our business to speak over the people who live in those countries, but it is our business to pay attention.
What in the Russia versus Ukraine is this? So let me get this straight. These Russians who, by the way, have run away from Russia because they don't want to be forcefully enlisted in the military to fight the war, who were hiding in Sri Lanka, decided that it's a good idea to throw a racist party? You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call Putin. I think everybody should tag Putin. Hey Putin, take your people back. They're hiding here. They're hiding in Sri Lanka. Here they are throwing racist parties. Take them back, Putin. That should be their punishment. That's some racist shit. What the... You come to my country and you throw parties without allowing us? Bloody hell, what in the... Look at some racist shit.
Like, seriously, love this. These people cannot cease to amaze me. Like, you actually left your own country, or because of maybe whatever war that is going on in your country, and another country decided to take you in, allow you to migrate into their country because they feel that they are trying to help you. They want to give you hands, help you because of what is actually going on to your own country. So you decided to okay, these people, they are so why are they they're I don't even understand how to put this, because this is just so ridiculous. So these people that actually gave you a free hand to migrate to their country, you are seeing them as people that is dumb, or people that don't know what they are doing. Then you decided that you want to create your own. You decided to bring in segregation. You decided to bring in whatever thing that you guys are very good at. You bring in your real ancestors towards someone else's country, someone that actually rescued you from being, from your own country. How is this even possible? Is it that wherever you guys go, you want to take over, take control, you want to, just like your people, just like your forefathers? Sometimes when I post videos like this, some people will just come to my comment and start telling me, oh my god, you're trying to say something that is not existing and all of that. Why not just focus your energy on this? Is one of the things I'm talking about. It is one of the things I'm talking about. So you call these people, people that is so dumb to actually allow you to come migrate into their own country. They're just trying to help you on a visa, like a tourist 30 visa, which you are to renew maybe anytime your visa is expired and all of that. They gave you free hands. You can come in and go out anytime you want, since your country is a war zone. But these particular people decided to give you the free hand to come to their country wherever you like, just a tourist visa that you can actually renew. And a lot of you ended up staying years upon years upon years and all of that. But all you could do was to start your segregation. You want to have your own thing. This kind of people disgust you and all of that, so you want to make your own thing. You want to create your own. You want to do everything that has to do you're in another man's country. Why can't you just go back to yours and do whatever you want to do if this is what you want to do in someone else's country? How is this even possible? You went ahead to organize a white only thing. You must be white, you can come white. What the heck? What kind of level of rare ancestors is this? Russia and Ukraine. What is all of this? So these people made a very big mistake to must have allowed you into their country for a refuge. Like, you guys are actually refugees, and in your own refuge, like, this is just so funny. You have come to someone's country that actually accepted you to people of, they're so good, they will accept you, but you have decided to do your own thing, create your own avenue, and decided that you want to come and take over someone else's thing. This is just how it all started, from our own party, our own white thing, to our own kind of school, or to our own kind of church, to our own kind of a company, or our own kind of, this is how it all started. And I must commend Sri Lanka. I must commend them. Like, this is just the kind of energy we need. We don't need any kind of things like this. We do not. They have not done something bad to must have allowed you into their country, and now because of what you guys have done, some innocent people is gonna be affected. Some innocent people is gonna be affected just because of this act, because of this selfish act. Innocent people that has nothing to do with this is going to be affected. They have given you guys up to the early days of March to live. So what is this? To what extent are we going to continue talking about modern day, rare and cease? And when we talk about this, when we try to tell everyone, or try to bring stuff like this or content like this, a lot of people will be on the comment section telling us that, oh my goodness, something like this does not happen. Why are you trying to, this is all of this. Because if we don't put it out there, people wouldn't know, people wouldn't be cautious, and these people will just keep on doing what they are doing and keep on getting away with. And there are a lot of clear people that are still against it. There is a sister that talks about how there are people, there are different kinds of white people. They have the clear people, and also they have the white people. That the white people are actually the people that sometimes when they see things like this, like bad things happening, they cancel it. But you see these clear people, seriously, you left your country, or because your country is no longer safe for you, and you decided that, okay, we want to migrate to a country that might probably be safe, and this country accepted you wholeheartedly because they felt that they are trying to render help to you. They accepted you, nothing like discrimination and all of that. The way they treat these people in other countries, like the way they treat them so respectfully, but when you go to their, seriously, they accepted you, but all you could do was, okay, they are so they accepted us, so let's just try to segregate and maybe colonize these people and take this place for ourselves. Like, how is it possible? I must commend these people, because if they didn't do something like this is how it all started, and before you know it, they will colonize it and turn it to Russia promise. Seriously, they will convert it to be theirs. They might even turn around to name it another country. This is all how it all started. This is how all it begins. And before you know it, the colonization is at it again. The other day, I saw a video which I actually posted. Some group of people want to come to Africa, or they want to go over to Africa to go, recolonize them again. That since African leaders cannot, do one or two things well, or maybe govern their people well, they want to go there and recolonize them. Like, you guys will just be on your own thinking of how to recolonize people. They're just trying to redo what your ancestors have done. And this guy, who happens to own a private military whatever, was just saying it so publicly. Oh my goodness. Anyways, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please share this video. So subscribe to my channel if you're yet to do that, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.